Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford, 50 Years of Chess. I've got another game for you on the 12th of June 2026. Now this game was against a guy called Todd Osborne. I've not played him before. I think he's a youngster. I don't know anything about him at all, other than that he's from the US and that he's played about 147 games in this year since he joined Arena Chess Platform in April. He's played quite a few games since April, and he's done all right. He's pretty good. He's got very good ratings on the Bullet, Blitz, and Rapid. So he's pretty decent. So I'm going to show you the game now. I'm playing black in this game, and a young man, Todd, I believe, probably a teenager, or even younger, I don't know. He's playing white. So the game began as follows. My opponent played d4, and I replied knight f6. He then played knight f3, and I played e6. So I'm waiting for c4 to come, which it does, and then I played d5. This is a standard opening for the Queen's Gambit. There we go. We've got the Queen's Gambit set up. And I played b6. This is something I've been experimenting with for some time now, and I've had good results with it. And so I often play either c6 or bishop e7, but this time I played b6. The ideal is to be able to swap off on c4 and then play bishop b7 with a really nice bishop on that a8 h1 diagonal. So he's pinning the knight with bishop g5, and I played bishop e7, e3, so he can get his bishop out and retake the pawn should I take. But first I play bishop b7, and I expect him to go c takes d here, but he played bishop d3 instead, so that's okay. And I played a6, so he castled. Now I played the other knight from b8 to d7, so that gives me the opportunity to cover my knight again with another knight, and to throw in c5 at any time, especially after I've gone cd, bishop d, and then c5, or castle, then c5, and I'll get a good game. He's played a4, so he's clamping down on the queen side. He maybe he thinks I'm going to play b5, I don't know, but after pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn. So I played d takes c4, bishop takes c4, and now I've got that beautiful bishop on b7 bearing down on his king side. So now I throw in c5. This was the plan. So we get an more open game with all my pieces developed and active. The only thing I haven't done yet is castled, so he's still got that little bit of development where he's just ahead, but my game's good. He played h6. I don't understand why he played that. I think he just played it as like a waiting move to see what happens next, and also to give his king a flight square so he can never be back rank mated. So I played h6, attacking the bishop, putting the question to the bishop: are you going to take, or are you going to move away to h4 or f4? And he's gone h4 with the bishop. So I castled. Now he's taking the pawn on c5, which is what I wanted him to do, and I've retaken with the knight, so I've got a good outpost. He can kick the knight off of c5 with b4, but I can still go in knight into e4, so that's good. So he's gone back with the bishop to e2. He's concerned about bishop takes knight if the queen's come off, or if his queen moves off the d1 square. So now I've moved that knight on c5 into e4, a much better position now. I've got a very good position here. He took, and I took his knight, on e4, then bishop come off and queen took bishop. So we had a couple of exchanges there. We've got a symmetrical pawn set up. It's probably pretty drawish at the moment. I'm doing fine. I've got all my pieces developed and I'm doing well with. He played d4, queen d4, hitting the b pawn on b6. So I brought the queen out to c5 to offer the swap, which is fine with me because I could just retake with the knight. And if I get the queens off, then I've got really good chances with black of reducing his playing power to attack my king. So he's played the rook from f1 to c1. So I swapped queens, and then I played bishop into d5. This is I put it there as it's an outpost with a really strong bishop, and it's very hard for him to shift it unless he kicks my knight away with f3 and then e4, but that would be weakening himself on the black squares around the king. So he played bishop f3, and now I'm meeting the white rook on the c file with my rook on f8, so he can't get any control there. So he took the knight and I took with the bishop. So I've got bishop versus knight in the endgame, which should be superior if played correctly, and he doesn't get like a knight with a pawn supporting high up the board, giving him an outpost. So he's bringing his king across now to try and get in the game here on f1, and I've done the same, f7, king f8, b4. So he's trying to meet me in the centre so that I can't get any advantage on the queen side, and that allowed me to get my king up another square. He's attacked my bishop with f3. I checked him. He's moved his king across to e1, so I've stopped him going king e2, and now I've gone in king d5. When the queens are off, it's not too bad. You're unlikely to get checkmated or anything, and it gets into the game so that it becomes a real strong attacking piece in the endgame. So he's played e4 now. I think he may be trying to think he can trap my bishop somehow, but I'm making sure he doesn't. So this is the plan. I played g6, and so that I can play e5 to kick the knight off of d4, and then he can't go into f5 check and pick up the pawn on g7 with a fork. He's gone king to d2, and I just moved it back a square, still protected by my rook on c8, so that's good. Now he's played b5. He's trying to get some pawns off here. I don't really see what advantage he can get. I'm good. In fact, I think he loses a pawn here after knight to c5. I think this is wrong. He's no longer protecting the pawn twice. This is a lost pawn for him. So pawn takes pawn, and rook takes rook, and bishop takes pawn. So yeah, he made a mistake there, and he's got to move his knight away again now. So he's gone knight into b4, and I've gone bishop to c4, and I intend to play b5 to support that bishop and control that corner of the board with my bishop on the white squares, being the square being a1, a4 across to d4 and d1. If you look at that box, 12 squares, the white bishop will control d3 and a2 and b3. So he's moved his rook up, and I supported the bishop, as I said. So this is good. I'm winning now, I think, even though it don't look like it. I am, because I will do shortly, because I've got my rook now on to this open a file. It's not good for him now. So he's gone now to rook to b1. I can imagine that when I check him on a2, he would want to play rook up to b2. So rook takes rook, knight takes rook, and he'd have a chance of perhaps taking my bishop and then blockading my pawn when I retake. But I'm not going there. He's left a3 for me to play my rook and attack his knight twice, and he's got to find places to go, and he should probably go back to maybe e1. I think he's probably not played it right here. I see an opportunity for me now, because I can invade the second rank with a check, and this is going to win me a piece, because I can play rook a2, and he's really got to go back to e1 to protect the knight now, which he wouldn't have to have done if he played knight. If he played knight e1, and then I checked him on a2, he could go knight to c2 to block the check, but now he can't do that. So what happens here? Rook a2 check. You can't intervene with the rook because I'll play rook takes rook. So the only thing you can do is go king back to e1, and then I've got this lovely windmill attack with rook to e2. Rook to e2 check. He can't go to d1 because he'll lose the knight. But if he goes to f1, then I can move the rook across to b2 with check from the bishop, and he's lost his rook. This is all over, I think, now. Rook a2 check. He's gone king e1, and here's the windmill attack with rook e2 check, king f1, and then I swing the rook over to b2 check, and I get his rook. And he's gone back, and I take. At this point, I expected him to resign, but he never. He carried on with king to d2. I checked him again, and then he made a fatal flaw. He thought I was going to do some sort of windmill attack on him again. Maybe king e1, rook e2, king f1, and then maybe rook takes e4. Rook takes e4, but he didn't. He just went into e3, which was fatal, because now I've got rook e2, and that's checkmate. Rook supported by the bishop. You can't go forward, can't go to the left anywhere, and that's it. It's over. So this was a game with Todd Osborne from the US. I hope it's been a benefit to you to see how this game was played and maybe get some ideas from it, like how to play the windmill attack in that way, which I did, and developing your pieces and everything. Please let me know if you enjoyed the game, or if there's anything you wanted to mention about the game, and I'll be happy to answer your comments. Likes are always nice because that encourages me. Thank you for subscribing. So I'll see you all again. Thank you. This is Robert. Bye.